Hello everyone, welcome to the video. Salt here. Today we're going to be going over the Kuva Sobek and how to build it. Now this Kuva Sobek just came out today, and there is a mod that is pretty critical to the build, so I'm not going to be showing gameplay. So this is going to be more theory crafting until I can get that mod, and then I'll do an actual build video with the gameplay with it. But I just wanted to get this out there just for people to kind of start building their Sobek out, getting ready for it. So first I'm actually going to show that mod off, because again, that mod is critical for this build. So it's in the Nightwave rewards, and if I scroll over here, it's the 15th rank reward. It's called Clip Delegation. Clip Delegation is going to give you 15% status and multi-shot, and it stacks up to 15 times. And it's when you hit things, when you successfully land a hit on an enemy. So what that translates into 225% status chance and 225% multi-shot at max stacks. So that is an extremely large status chance and extremely large multi-shot. This weapon has a base multi-shot of 5. So shotguns, just generally, in general, unless it's a weird shotgun like the Astilla, but shotguns in general benefit a lot from multi-shot, and this weapon is also like that. So, Clip Delegation. Remember that, because that is going to go in one of the slots on the build. I'm going to go back over to the arsenal here. We'll bring it up, and you'll notice one of the slots is empty, and that will be that Clip Delegation, okay? So, the first thing with the Kuva Sobek is that it's a Kuva weapon, and so you're able to choose a Progenitor element for the Sobek. We're going to be choosing Toxin as a Progenitor element. And it's because we are going to be going for a viral Kuva Sobek, but with the addition of Whispers, Whispers content, Corrosive is the best element for Whispers. Well, the great thing about a Toxin Progenitor is that you can easily switch between viral and corrosive, because they both need Toxin. One is cold and Toxin, and one is electric and Toxin. So all you need to do is pop off your Prime Chilling Grasp and plop on your Prime Charge Shell, and then all of a sudden you have a corrosive Kuva Sobek for Whispers content. Or if you want to go back to viral, you pop off Charge Shell and you put back on the other one here, Prime Chilling Grasp. So that's the reason we go with a Toxin Progenitor. Okay, so let's go over the mods here. So first is going to be Galvanized Hell for multi-shot. Multi-shot is a top tier stat on pretty much every shotgun, except for some weird ones, like I said, like the Astilla. So that's why we go for it there. The next mod that's empty here will be that augment, the Clip Delegation. That's why it's empty. The next mod will be Shotgun Barrage for fire rate. Hunter Munitions for 30% chance to change your, or to get a slash on a critical. Critical Deceleration is going to give you a 200% crit chance, and that translates into 42% base critical. Primed Ravage is going to give you 110% crit damage. Laser Sight is going to give you 120% crit chance. That translates into 25% base critical. So with Critical Deceleration and Laser Sight and the base 21% critical chance on the weapon itself, you get a 88% crit chance. So you're not exactly at 100%, but you're almost at 100% crit chance. Now, there's a lot of things on this build that benefit from criticals. So the first and most obvious thing is crit damage. You know, white non-crits don't have any crit damage applied to them. So by having more of your shots be criticals, you get more damage out of it. The other thing is Hunter Munitions. You have to have criticals for them to be possibly switched into slash procs. And so it benefits Hunter Munitions. And then the other thing that we didn't go over yet is the Exilus slot, which will be Vigilante Supplies. And 1 out of 20 of your shots will, well, on average, 1 out of 20 of your hits will be upgraded from a yellow to an orange or from an orange to a red. So in this weapon's case, it'll be a yellow to an orange. And this needs criticals for this to work on it. It won't work on white non-crits. So That's why it's important to have a close to 100% critical chance. If we were not to use laser sight and we would just have critical deceleration, we're at like a 60-ish% critical chance, which is okay, but it's not as good as using laser sight as well. All right. Next, we're going to have primed chilling grasp for our cold mod, or like I was showing before, primed charge shell if you want to go with the corrosive instead. Now, the reason that this will beat out the 60-60 is because we get 225% status chance from that clip delegation. So we don't need any more status chance. That is way more than enough, especially going with either viral or corrosive, because there's a max stack to them. You know, it's not like we were going heat. You want to stack, 1,000 heat procs, so you need a lot of status chance. We don't need a crap load of status chance because we're, if you're going for viral, it stacks at 10. If you're going corrosive, it has a max stack, 10. So that's why you get more value out of using the big element mod. Vigilante supplies, we went over. Primary deadhead is going to be a 360% flat damage increase. It's going to be a 30% headshot multiplier and negative 50% weapon recoil. So now I want to go over some notes about this here. So the primary deadhead, the higher the content you plan to do, there's kind of like an unfortunate thing, and I think this will change because they're going to switch the armor values or like the max armor cap on enemies. So like this might change eventually, or maybe it changed today. I'm not really sure when that comes out. But there's kind of an unfortunate thing with level cap, or even when you start getting towards level cap, like maybe when you get like halfway-ish to level cap, where enemies are like 3,000 or 4,000 levels high. Where basically enemies have so much armor that they're only taking damage from slash because slash bypasses armor. And when you get to that point, you may not be able to get headshots to trigger primary deadhead. And so at that point, you want to switch to primary merciless. So like if you're intending to do level cap or you're going very, very far in, you might want to use primary merciless instead of deadhead. But if you're planning to just do like a regular, like 1 to 4 hour survival, I believe deadhead will be better for you. You get less recoil with it, and it's very easy to get just headshot kills. So I think that was it for my notes. Let me check real quick here. The arcane. Yep, I think that was it for my notes there. And then Riven stats that are going to be the best Riven stats for this. So number 1 is going to be multi-shot. Multi-shot is top tier on shotguns because it says 10.5, but that's because of Galvanized Hell. It normally has a base of 5 multi-shot, so that's a lot more than a regular weapon. So multi-shot is always going to be top tier for shotguns. Critical chance is the next, and probably like almost at the same level as multi-shot, and it's just because you really want to get close to that 100%. We get kind of close with laser sight. We get to 88% with laser sight. It doesn't show it here because it's a conditional. But if you had a Riven, and this has a really low disposition, so I'm not sure if you could actually achieve this, but if you had a Riven that was over the 120% crit chance that laser sight gives you, you could replace laser sight and put it over it. I just don't know with its disposition if you would be able to get a Riven with 120 or higher. But that would be an option to put it over laser sight in that case. The other thing that you can do is if you got a Riven with fire rate, you could put it over shotgun barrage. So, and it doesn't need to be 90 fire rate or over. Even if like your Riven only had like 60 or 70 fire rate, it would be good enough. Just replace shotgun barrage and put it over shotgun barrage. So those are 2 good spots to put a Riven over. Primed Ravage is also an okay spot to put a Riven over, but you would need to have crit damage on your Riven. You shouldn't roll without crit damage. You need to have crit damage somewhere. So if you had a Riven with crit damage, if it had some really good stats that were also in addition to that crit damage, you could possibly put it over Prime Ravage. But I would feel a little bit more comfortable putting it over Shotgun Barrage if it had fire rate. Or if it had a crit of 120 or over, I would put it over laser sight. So that's how to build the Kuva Sobek. Again, this is not going to have gameplay in this video here. I just kind of wanted to get this out. I will do another video when I get this augment with the actual gameplay on it. And right now, it's still very early. I was doing a lot of like research, trying to see if condition overload was multiplicative on this weapon or not. It doesn't seem like it was, so it didn't seem like Galvanized Savvy was going to be the way to go. Especially since we don't really even need the status chance on it. So, but who knows? Maybe when I do the next video, some things like will be known, and maybe things will change. You know, maybe it's like, oh, it is multiplicative, and now Galvanized Savvy is amazing. But I don't think that's going to be the case. So, all right, that's pretty much it there, guys. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, consider giving it a like. If you haven't subbed yet, consider subbing, or tell me what I can do to earn your sub. And thanks so much. You guys have a good day. All right, bye.